All right. Well, it's good to be back. I feel good to be back into the conversation. I missed last week. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Missed last week's work got in the way and all that stuff.
Sure.
So.
Adulting.
I hate doing it.
That's funny. Well, hey, you got to do it sometime.
You do.
I heard you dodged jail.
I did.
Tell us about your weekend.
It's been busy. The whole week was busy, and then the weekend was busy. I was coming home from a friend's house, I guess, Saturday night, and typical Todd. I got the hammer down. I'm not messing around. I speed a lot. I'm not going to go ahead and lie and tell everybody I'm some perfect driver.
Was Judas Priest involved in any of this?
No, I think I don't know what I had on. It might have been an Ozzy song, or I don't know. But the hammer was down and I was rolling, and sure enough, he pops me. The lights come on. He's coming the opposite direction. Johnny Law is coming the opposite direction, and he turns the lights on. So I do my typical thing. I pull over, roll the window down. I knew I was busted.
Where were you at?
Hofmeister.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got all the.
Like
I think he's a precinct 4 or 6 or whatever those guys are over there.
He had a guy with a ticket book.
Yeah. He's one of those. So anyway, I pull over and roll the window down and get ready for the incoming lecture or whatever's going to happen at this point, because I'm guilty. So I roll the window down, got my hands out, and he's sitting back there. It's night, so he's got the spotlight on me, right? Mm-hmm. And we're sitting there like 30, 45 seconds, and that amount of time seems like forever when you're sitting there, you know?
Sure.
So all this stuff's going through my head. I'm thinking, oh, crap, he's going to pop me in back of the head or something. I fit the description of somebody that just performed some mass murder or whatever, you know?
Yeah, Buffalo Bill with a badge.
Exactly. Well, and I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, just a million things go through your head while you're waiting. So we sit there like 45 seconds, and all of a sudden the siren comes on, and he throws it in reverse, and the tires are squalling and squealing, and smoke's railing, and he hauls ass out of the parking lot that we had pulled over into. And I sit there for like 30 seconds. I'm like, thank God for the guy that just robbed McDonald's down the street, because that's where this guy was going in such a hurry.
Right.
So whoever stole the $84.95 from McDonald's, thank you. You saved me a ticket.
Oh, so that was the deal?
I don't know. I just made that part of it up. That's just a wild guess as to what's going on. It does, especially in that part of town over there. You've got a lot of McDonald's. If you're going to rob something,
sure. Yeah.
That's one of the few things open. So,
man, well, it's funny because this is coming way out of left field, but they've been finding a lot of bodies lately around here.
Yeah?
Yeah, they found a lady, somebody dumped a naked lady up off of 1485, 50-year-old gal.
Wow, Graham, what have you been doing with your Friday nights?
Yeah, no kidding. No, but there's
That's why I haven't been posting much on Facebook lately.
It's like the fourth one. It's like the fourth one within a month.
That's crazy. That's almost serial killer type stuff.
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
a lot. There's something going on. I mean, they found that they really have, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
No, that is nuts.
Yeah.
But no, luckily I got off it. Like I said, it was I just creeped out of the parking lot and scooted away. Really, just kind of tried to be as subtle about it as I could and rolled out of
it.
But
you last week, I guess before the weekend hit, you had just built some deer feeders, some kind of unique
I
ones
did. That was Sunday. So Sunday I rolled down to my property
to install them.
Yeah, I got them all set up. Took some pictures of the property and got that all posted up. So yeah, I'm ready to go for season. Just whatever comes around is what's going to come around, and it should hopefully it'll be a good season for us.
Very cool, very cool.
You have game cameras up?
I do. Yeah. No, I've got some game cameras up. Ape Man of all things, or Ape Man cameras. A buddy of mine had them. So.
I'm familiar with the brand. It's a good brand.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty good cameras. They do 4K and video and 1080p.
What do you do? Just pull the card and put it in a card reader?
That's
and read
it.
Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward.
That's pretty good. It'll tell you a lot what's coming in out there.
Yeah, I've got the neighbors coming in with fishing poles and going to the pond and stuff, which I told them they could do. It's not a big deal, but it's funny. It's funny because they have no clue. You're watching him and his brother walk in with their fishing poles.
So you're able to see your game cams from home?
I can't do that. They're not Wi-Fi capable.
I was going to say, because I was like, I remember.
I've worked on some of those, and they're fairly expensive cameras.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're always down. I will tell you, we've had them, and they're always down. Yeah, they never work.
But no, it was a fun-filled weekend. I had all that work last week between doing IT stuff and some of the gaming stuff coming in.
Is this the first time you're setting up your property to do this kind of activity?
It is. It's really kind of the first hunt that I'm putting on down there. I fish it a lot. I've got that pond on it, and I fish it, so I enjoy it. But this is the first year I've hunted it. So
Have you cleared room in your fridge for the incoming meat?
that's the plan. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because luckily you're away from any urban area. There's been videos of people getting attacked by anti-hunters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see
the
that
one in
video?
New York.
Yeah. There's
Bow hunter.
yeah, a guy was taking his son.
Oh,
to
yeah,
go
yeah.
bow
Where he gets
hunting.
out. Yeah, he's going to get out. Is this one where he's going to get out of the truck and the guy walks up with
Yeah,
the little
with-
kid, and the little kid's like, F you, mister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess nowadays when you yell at people, that means you're supposed to stop and like listen to what he's got to say.
Yeah. Generally, back
Yeah.
in my day, that'd get you punched in the mouth.
Well, here's what's funny. So the guy had permit. He had a license and a permit to hunt,
Right.
which means that the state says it is legal to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Where you're doing it.
Right.
You know,
It's actually illegal in most states to interfere with hunters.
it is.
I don't know if it is in New York. I know in Texas it is.
It is. Yeah, and so you have this happening a lot. So luckily, that you can exercise that right. And
Well, and everybody around me, I'm so far out,
that's one of
Everybody
me, yeah.
around me hunts. That's what it is. It's a big hunting community. That's
Sure.
around there.
Yeah.
But I've thought about that when I've been out fishing. I kind of live in the suburbs out here in Houston, and there's a bunch of ponds that I've been fishing lately. So I've been thinking one of them's fairly public, and it's always in the back of my head when people walk by on the trail that somebody's going to jack with me about fishing. Oh, the poor fish! You're going to kill the fish, or you're hooking the fish, or
Right. So here's what you do. This has happened to me before.
Yeah.
So what you do is you take a picture of all the fish you catch.
Right.
Okay. And you tell them you're doing a survey for the Parks and Wildlife. You're catch and release.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's what you do.
Well,
You
it
just
is
tell them-
catch and release.
Yeah,
but
you tell them, look, what we're doing is we're doing a survey of how many fish we catch. We take the record of the size and the health of the fish, and then we release the fish back into the pond.
Right.
And they usually just shut up and leave you alone.
Or the other story is I'm a supplier for a company that's supplying fish skins for fish skin vaginas.
Oh,
for
that's
transsexuals.
right. Yeah, we had a trans chick that just got a new vagina.
I was like, of all the things that you
A
could
trans
have made
dude.
it from,
I did that
Yeah.
wrong.
No,
Sorry.
that's okay.
things that you could have made it from, fish skin.
Yeah.
So you got a fish skin pussy.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just hoping it's like from a catfish, because if it has scales, that's
Yeah.
going to hurt like
There's one direction
Yeah.
you're not going to want to
Yeah.
go.
Yes.
You may get in, but you ain't. It's like a Chinese finger trap.
Yeah.
You ain't getting out.
If you think about it, it's like rubbing shark skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, one way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a one-way deal.
Otherwise,
Oh, if there's-
otherwise leaving a mark.
If there's scales, you ain't getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, but out of all the
Yes.
jokes that you could make, why would you make it out of fish skin?
I don't know. It's so this is gonna get weird really quick. So pigs are the closest to humans,
yeah.
in almost all aspects, organs and all that other stuff,
Right.
other than the thick skin that they have.
Right.
Because that's what they've been doing for years, is using that type of stuff.
Right.
Either lamb or
Well, they use pig
pigs.
valves and all that stuff in
Yeah,
people,
for sure.
so it seems like it's a closer match.
Yeah.
Which is pig pussy just doesn't want to come off the tongue.
Well, it's not like fish snatch smells any better. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
What's that smell? Is it
I'm
me?
just trying to think of the first doctor that decided to go that route.
He had to be high.
Yeah.
Hey man, go get the fish.
Maybe he was fishing at the pond.
He could have been.
You could have been fishing next to the guy
Exactly.
and not even known it.
I'm part of the practice or the hospital's PR department. We want to get your story on this.
That's one fucked up Hannibal Lecter motherfucker that comes up with that.
That
though.
is a story I am not retelling.
That's a lonely dude that says, you know what? That actually works. I'm going to
Yeah.
go be a doctor and try to put this in people.
Exactly.
That's a dude that spent too much time at home alone.
Tell me, Clarice.
That's fun.
What is it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not confused about it. I think these people are they're crazy.
Oh yeah,
They
it's a
really
mental
are.
illness.
I mean, they just had this deal in Texas where a mother, parents were divorced.
Yep.
And they had a 7-year-old boy that she kept trying to convince he was a girl.
Oh,
And-
Yeah, you had to have
yeah.
a judge. The fact the governor got involved and had to
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
They
gave the father rights
Yeah.
to protect the son.
It's crazy,
And
man.
and so we live in some crazy times, man. I mean, there's some crazy people out there. But the nice thing about the crazies
yeah.
is that some of them know when to stop.
Some do. It's the ones that don't
Beto.
that get us here. Exactly.
Dude.
I was gonna say, speaking of vaginas, that's how I was gonna get here, but
yeah.
that works too.
That guy dropped out again. I've noticed with him. You notice this is the third race now, second or third time he's dropped out of a race.
Yeah.
And what I find interesting about that is that
I should tell you, he's a fucking quitter.
Yeah,
he's not
he
only
does.
a quitter. How much money is he making off all this? So they said they had $14 million in this campaign.
Yeah, that's what he spent. He spent 14 mil.
He spent 14 mil, and
Yeah.
I'm like, how did he get that money?
But
Well, so much of it's out of state. We know that.
Right.
We've seen a lot of it come from out of state. It's been supplied from Bloomberg. And
so as an investor,
I would assume, I haven't looked at the numbers,
Yeah.
but seeing his stance, I would guess that Bloomberg probably gave him a
Right.
lot of money.
yeah,
The rumor is that Soros gave him a lot of money. The typical players is who you hear
right.
yeah,
I
funding
think
the guy.
people need to wake up on who these people are funding them and quit giving them the means to fund them.
Well, yeah.
Quit buying their shit, because this is what happens. You get this whole crazy political influence thing going on with these big old guys with money.
Yeah.
Well, the mere fact that they're in the race to begin with, and for some, they don't even. Being in the race isn't about winning.
Right.
It's to get some sort of name recognition, so you can leave the race and go do something for another, probably
Pick a lucrative contract up, right?
Yeah. Or pick up a contract through one of the, like, CNN, become a talking head,
Yeah.
whatever, and draw a good salary.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the last time. There was somebody else that dropped, and I was talking about how they're going to go be a talk show host at CNN or
Right,
something along
sure.
those lines. They'd already pulled the contract up and was getting ready to sign and all that.
Wasn't
So
it-
running for office is unsuccessfully running for office is then, what do you call it, an audition?
A resume.
Yeah, it's a resume enhancer.
Yeah.
were you the one that posted the deal about, or was it Babylon B that said basically Beto had dropped out of the race, and basically we were shocked that he was even in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, they did.
yeah.
They forgot.
Yeah.
Which I thought was just freaking
The memes have been good with it.
Oh, yeah.
They've had a lot of good memes. I like the one where he's the Walmart greeter.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one
He's
was
like, "I'll take your
hilarious.
shopping cart."
Well, what's ironic about these political players that we see out there is they don't even run with their real names. I mean, if you stop and look at, like, because I know we're going to talk about her in a minute, but Kamala Harris, her
Yeah.
name's really Maya Harrison.
Yeah.
How do you develop a persona under a political name? And it's like,
Well, it's like an actor. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like
it
an
is.
actor
So
or
now we're talking about, like, cultural appropriation.
yes, exactly. Is this exactly what it is?
Wasn't Kamala a wrestler in the 70s? Wasn't it
Yes.
the big dude that was heavy?
Yeah,
You
the
were
big
a-
Kamala.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you were a giant, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You fought Andre the Giant. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Uganda, correct?
So, Bernie, you want to take a guess at what Bernie Sanders' name is? Real name is?
Epstein.
Bernard Gutman.
I was going to say
Gutman.
something, comrade.
Gutman, yeah. Yeah.
Vladimir.
So,
He
so
could pass as Vladimir.
this is the one that cracked me up. So this guy from Indianapolis, Paul Buttigieg,
Yeah.
yeah,
his-
Buttigieg, yeah,
yeah,
the,
is
Booty
it-
Judge.
Buttigieg, whatever was his name.
Booty gig. I like booty gig.
Yeah, I
the,
did too.
the one sole person that I know that served in the military.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, his real name is Paul Montgomery.
See, that just doesn't have the pop
Just
to it.
doesn't have the pop
It's
to
booty
it,
gig.
right. Bill de Blasio. You want to guess what that guy's name is?
No clue.
Warren Wilhelm Jr.
You should have stuck with that, dude. Why would you not play off of that?
So that's his, that's
Exactly.
his real name?
That's his real name. Yeah.
But he
Wow.
goes by Bill de Blasio.
Right. And then you have you have Ilha Omar. So her real name is Ilhan Esme.
Oh, I was gonna say Sparky
Esme,
Bar
yeah.
Pants?
Yeah, right. You know what Donald J. Trump's real name is?
Nah.
Donald J. Trump.
Well, look at
That's
that.
what I think is funny about that.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Stuck
so-
with the real deal.
Yeah. And then we had what? We had Barack Hussein Obama, which
Barry.
was Barry Soetoro.
Yep.
I don't understand how voters don't or Americans don't ask questions. Why are you changing your name?
Yeah.
First thing I'd ask is, have you ever gone by another name?
Yeah, that's what you're
People,
typically.
we get asked by that.
Federal applications ask that all the time.
Right.
Your citizenship, anytime you buy a firearm, it asks you that.
Right.
I mean, you have to answer all these questions about, do you have any aliases or other names that you're known by? And all these people, I mean, and they're sitting there making all kinds of money.
I'm known as Ron Tater White. Sorry, I couldn't pass that
Tater
one.
salad.
Tater
Tater
salad.
Salad,
salad.
yeah. Because Beto is what, Robert Francis O'Rourke?
Robert Francis O'Rourke.
Yeah.
What a winner.
And these are trending, these are Democrat names, by the way.
But the Beto thing, I mean, we know why he did that. He was
Yeah.
running in a primarily Hispanic district. He wanted to appear Hispanic. The dude is as Irish as they come.
Yeah.
He's a leprechaun.
He is, for sure.
Shifty.
Well, so let's see. We have Kamala. Let's just do this. Let's just go to Kamala.
Let's get in there. We already talked about her.
Yeah. Well,
she's quite the dancer. It's almost like a little
Dance Revolution. Man.
Exactly, or the electric slide. I'm not sure what she had going on
Electric Boogaloo, man.
there. Yeah, but
so I'm wondering if she danced on stage under the name Maya.
Could have been.
Coming to the stage next, Maya.
With the moves that I said, I was like, man, with the
Candy
moves I saw,
Harris with an eye.
I actually probably would have shoved a few dollars behind that.
She had a little groove going, didn't she?
But man, they made her do the ugly to get to where she got though.
Oh yeah, she did Willie Brown.
Ugh.
I mean, come on.
Well, the thing
That
is,
proves that she'll do anything. If she'll do that guy, she'll do anything.
and the thing is like she will. Okay, she never brings it up.
Right.
But the moment you stick a microphone in that dude's face,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that
I
dude
tagged
will tell
that bitch.
you.
Yeah.
I
was like,
tagged
yeah,
her.
I tapped her. I tapped her.
I fucking dotted that eye, man.
We've had a lot of freaks in California, though. That's
Yeah.
you've got the other one that had the fling with her campaign finance manager.
Oh, the one that just resigned?
Yeah.
Oh, is this the Katie Hill one?
Yeah,
Katie
man,
Hill.
she got up and really flamed them for the double standard, though, and she should have.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You know, I mean, she should be gone, but she's right. There's a lot of people that should be right out the door behind her.
Oh, sure.
You know, and you see that, and so that's the one thing that I don't understand, because the Democrats have this way of, if they don't like you or they don't want you to succeed, they just attack.
Well, then they're starting to eat their own, not only with her, but they had that
Right.
other. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. The girl that served in the Marines and is now the one of the front runners. Hillary basically came in and said she
you're
was
talking about
she was a Russian agent.
yes.
Who is that?
Why can't we think of her name? I can see her face. She's got kind of a funny name, and I wonder if it's her real name.
Well, listeners will know who it is. 'Cause
Right.
She showed up in the.
You'll track,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they basically called her a Russian asset. So it's interesting. When you said that, it made me think of her. You know, they're going to eat their own every time if they don't
think
like
of her
you.
name. It's driving me crazy.
Till starts with a T. Till something. Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Look at
That's
that.
right, yeah.
We got there, folks.
collective work right there.
Yeah.
They never really explained, because it was Clinton, I think, that was the one who came.
Yeah,
up
she's
with
the one that
first.
said she's a Russian
But
agent.
Right.
there was no
That's
because. It's all you have to do is you just have to make a statement at
Make
a
the tag.
microphone, and then
So-
people around hear it, and then they go spread it without ever giving any.
So you
context.
guys are missing the boat, though. So Hillary should know. Hillary would know this because she did the uranium deal with the Ukrainians.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She had the Haitian deal. I mean, this chick, Hillary,
She's definitely run the
she's
ball.
run the ball. So she probably has the dirt on all those people.
Probably so.
So success isn't really like proof in the pudding. Success is being able to make a statement and being the fact that you make a statement, you're beyond reproach. Nobody can ask you,
Right.
because
Well, they think that.
automatically they think that you're
Right.
telling the truth.
And that's how and I was being facetious about Hillary. I mean that gal, she's going to throw bodies all around her to keep everybody from focusing in on her.
Right.
But what is interesting, you know, I keep fighting to say that what I think is funny. You know, because I do this a lot. Yeah, because I know you're looking right around that. Yeah, he's waiting to pounce on that.
like a cat.
Yeah. So it brings the question then, because they're going after Trump and they're going after Republicans like crazy.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And they're using even like this whole impeachment thing. We know what this is. This is not a soft coup. This is a coup.
Oh yeah.
It is a blatant workaround.
It's to reverse the election of 2016. That's exactly what they're trying.
And control everything moving forward.
Democrats will explain it as, okay, well, it's a strategy, and if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Right.
Right. So the one thing that I have a question then is, so we've heard a few years ago where congressmen were being sued for sexual harassment.
Yeah.
and it was disclosed that they were using taxpayer dollars to pay off these.
Yeah, they had a slush fund, a legally set up slush fund that they could pay hush money off with.
Right. So I'm thinking under the Freedom of Information Act, shouldn't the president just release the names of all those congressmen?
Just declassify it or whatever he's got to do.
I seem to remember somebody putting in a request for that kind of information, and somehow or another they got denied, and I really don't understand why.
Well, imagine
I know why,
that.
But I think the mere fact that somebody made such a focused request for information, that somebody was like, not
going to happen. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because really, it tells the story on both sides of the aisle.
Sure. Oh, it's not just a Republican versus Democrat. You know, and nobody can get away with this at work.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't expect to get away from it in any form or fashion.
Right.
If you're using your position of power
and
influence over somebody to get a gain that isn't freely given to you, I guess you can go the route of the McDonald's.
I was going to say
you
McDonald's.
Can go like the McDonald's CEO. Where,
I'm loving it.
So I did.
No, you're not.
I forget where I found this, but basically it was an article about somebody over in Thailand, I believe, who was part of the body that created laws for the people, like if you were, infidelity laws. And the person who was part of this group was found out that he was committing adultery on his own. So what they ended up doing
I remember you posted this.
They ended up fucking caning the fuck out of
I was going to say,
dude.
he caught a beating, literally.
So the deal I have with the thing I like about that form of justice is you have something like this that you can put into play if you've determined that somebody who got to office through public trust, and then you find out that they're a piece of shit. There should be a public beating.
Yeah.
I want marks left on whoever the fuck it was that did something that makes laws that say that it's something illegal, but yet they did.
Right.
Because as far as I'm concerned,
answerable for your own crime. But
anybody who's in an elected office should have that memory burned in that this will fucking happen to you.
I think that's a good plan, Graham, but you're never going to get them that in place.
Yeah, they should be removed from office, stripped of all benefits and awards of being in that office.
Everybody remembers a beating.
Yeah,
everybody.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. I think that I think that should be on like pay-per-view.
I kind of like the wheel that they had in Road Warrior 3. Terrible movie, but they had the wheel that they would spin.
Yes, yeah.
The wheel of shame or whatever they called that thing.
I forget what was since we got time, so explain the wheel of shame.
So, what they did is if you broke the rules of a Thunderdome, which is one man enter, two men enter, one man leaves. If you broke those rules, they spun this wheel. If you somehow cheated or whatever it was in Thunderdome, they spun this wheel. And one of the punishments that Mad Max drew was they put him on a donkey and sent him out into the wasteland where he's sitting on this donkey backwards. They had him all strapped into it and stuck a big goofy-looking helmet thing on him and sent him off into the wilderness to die. But it was cool because it was a wheel. There was all this alternative punishment that you could receive. I just like the wheel thing because it's kind of like you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe a wheel would work rather than just straight up just beating.
Yeah, it's something that people can still tell the story long after you're gone.
Well, either that, the dude rode off.
Because really, if somebody gets, like what you said earlier, Ken, is if you remove them from office and, somebody else assumes their role, well, these people just kind of, they melt back into society and nobody ever knows about it. I want people to never forget that this person fucked up, and I want it to be a life.
Well, I think Ken's idea is a good compromise where we release the names. I think if we can just get the FOIA Act out there and see who it is, I think it would be nice to just know just exactly how much was paid and who it was and what you did.
They used our money.
They did.
I mean, they took our money and they used it to pay off for play.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at what they put the Attorney General, the Attorney General Kavanaugh?
Yeah.
What they
that's the Supreme Court Justice.
Supreme Court Justice. I'm sorry.
Bar's the
that's right.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court Justice. What they put him through.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, they went back to his college days.
Oh yeah,
and honest,
dude, they went back before his college days.
Yes.
That was in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah,
I could.
the dude was barely 20.
Yeah.
So in 79 and 80, I attended tons of fraternity parties.
Yeah,
Tons of them.
yeah. Some crazy shit went down. I'm sure.
It was everybody was trying to get laid.
Yeah.
Everybody was trying to hook up. I don't care what anybody says.
Did anybody watch Animal House back then? That was
Yeah.
a movie. That's how it was.
Everybody went to
on
parties. There was drinking. There was pills. There was whatever there was
Yeah.
back in the day. Everybody was trying to hook up.
All right.
Now, I'm not going to say he did or didn't. I'm going to say he was probably just like anybody else of a privileged school.
Probably.
And you can't tell me that girls just went there
With no idea
with
that
no
was going
idea
down.
what was going on.
I thought there was going to be unicorns and we were going to play
Right.
pin the tail on the dump. Bullshit.
Yeah, and that the problem we have
Name one
is
party you've been to that has that shit.
Yeah, and you
Right.
were expecting it.
right. Well, people
What are
deny.
you, special ed?
Yeah, to be popular, they'll deny these things that they did to be
Oh,
popular.
yeah, definitely.
And so it's you talk about the culture shift. We have that. We
Yeah.
have a lot of that going on right now. I mean, you have this whole thing right now, the whole cancel culture we were talking about earlier.
Right.
And you have now where they're going back 10, 15 years in people's Twitter
yeah.
and pulling up statements that they've said. Now, I've always felt like if you don't want to own it, don't put it out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
and if
on you. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's on you
know,
if you did it. Yeah.
Especially now, in today's society, it's
Right.
been around long enough to where you should know the rules as to what you're doing when you post it. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Just
Now, back in the day, maybe you didn't but I'm saying now there's no excuse for it.
Oh, if there was Twitter back when I was younger,
Yeah.
I would have never touched it.
Yeah.
I would
Really?
not- oh, no.
I'd have probably been on
so
it.
with
No,
the only
no.
thing I could say is like anybody who ever had like a MySpace page, you might be safe now. I know that I've seen some postings where people will say that they've been back to their MySpace page.
Do the servers even exist for that thing still?
Oh, they the way that their posts are worded, they make it
It's
sound
still
like
there,
you
huh?
can still go there.
Wow.
But it's just an archive of stuff.
Right.
And but having a place where somebody can go retrieve some sort of information
That
on
you put.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I read something last night, and it might have been like posted from Anonymous or whatever, but it was like you have people out there that create false personas on the different social medias, so they can get away with saying stuff versus like your real Facebook,
Right.
where you basically keep everything safe. Now, for me,
Oh, that's me.
okay,
That's
it's
how
like,
I am.
For me, I don't really care
Yeah.
because I have
I'm never going to run for public office,
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
and I've probably had family members or friends that will probably push back when I make a comment about something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? You can tell me all day long that you didn't agree with it. I can tell you right now that your fucking opinion doesn't mean fucking dick
Right.
to me.
Well, you know,
Right.
that would be an interesting thing to see how politicians. That would be really cool if a politician just came out and said, "You're going to look in my past, and you're going to see a bunch of crap."
And
there.
I would
It's going to be.
But I would
ugly.
respect that.
I would. Most people
Yeah.
would go, "Dude, I'm voting for that guy."
So Bill Clinton, I'm going to tell you right now, Bill Clinton completely mismanaged that entire Monica Lewinsky thing.
Yeah.
All he had to do was put a video of Hillary talking, and all he had to do is sit there and just look at the camera and smile and cut his eyes over at that camera.
Give it that Bill Clinton smirk,
and
like
that's
you used
all
to
it
could.
would need. And honestly, that would
People would have laughed at
It
it.
would've-
I hated the guy, and I would have laughed at
I
that
would've
dude.
too.
I would have been like, "That's clever."
Yeah, that's all he had to do. He didn't have to say one word. All he had to
Nope.
do is let the video do the
for
talking
itself.
for him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
genius, Ken.
there's MySpace right there. So
There
you can
it is.
you
Look
can
at that.
literally
We're looking at it right
you can
now.
literally sign into it still.
I think I'm gonna go. Let's try to bring that back. I think we should do.
Right.
We should get on Facebook and start trying to bring MySpace back.
That I actually will probably
And then
be
buy
on board with
stock.
it. Oh, the only thing that I really liked MySpace for was I got introduced to a lot of musical
Right.
It was good for that.
talent
That's
I
what
never,
that's what's
ever-
keeping it alive.
It's the music stuff.
Yeah.
which I'm all for. So
Very interesting. It looks way different from when I used to look at
yeah,
it.
it never looked like that.
Yeah, this is a lot slick, more cleaned up.
If somebody was smart, they would reinvest and rebrand this. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Oh,
That would be genius.
And they may have by the look of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that might be the
Somebody's
plan.
been doing something with it.
right.
The secrets. We need to find out if this is publicly traded. If we do, we all need to be buying into
There
the
you
stock
go.
right now.
Yeah, well, we were talking about cancel culture a little bit.
Yeah.
When we went to this MySpace thing, and it's ironic that we had a pretty good discussion before we hit the record button about like comedians like Jerry Seinfeld and some of these other ones that are from the era to where you can say stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at like Andrew Dice Clay, okay,
Yeah.
holy cow,
Yeah, that guy'd be thrown under the bus.
he was controversial then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just imagine how mad people would be right now. I mean,
he would have never made it. There's no
Yeah,
way. I mean,
yeah.
there's no way. Somebody would have assassinated him.
and here's the thing. So he used to make me laugh.
Hilarious.
The movie he did, The Adventures of Ford Lane, was really good.
Ford Fairlane. Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Was it the material he was saying or how he was saying it? Because
So-
I think it's a little both.
there's a comedy in just his
Yeah.
delivery alone.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that greasy Bensonhurst look kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know, I'm really not. You know, but it's a carryover from The Wanderers.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie The Wanderers, where they all had leather jackets and the white T-shirts and the hair and stuff, and you know his
Yeah,
whole
the outsiders.
Sort of, yeah.
yeah, is that what it was? That what it said? What did I say?
The Wanderers.
I was thinking it was a movie.
It's The Outsiders. Is the one.
is it? Okay.
It's the one with C. Thomas Howell and all the
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
That's the
that's
Outsiders.
Ken Wall and all those
Yeah,
guys. Yeah, and so you have that movie, and he was kind of carryover of that because he brought that neighborhood kind of feel.
It's that
with him.
Jersey. It's
No.
that Jersey.
Bensonhurst all the way.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie The Lords of Flatbush?
Yes,
I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
Okay.
That's Ken Wall and all those guys.
Actually,
yeah.
I would say, you know what?
Yeah.
Andrew Dice Clay looks like he was like one of the Lords of Flatbush.
Yes,
He
yeah.
might not take that very flattering,
Probably not.
Yeah.
but that was like, so Henry Winkler. was
He'd
on
just
that.
be happy that we
Yeah.
were talking about him, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, his last thing was Entourage.
Yeah.
So that was really
just grasping it.
trying to stay in the
relevance,
I gotcha.
because he's actually he does concerts, but
Yeah.
his shit really wasn't that funny.
No.
The no, it wasn't.
It was pretty vulgar. I mean,
The poems were good.
we are supposed to laugh at
I
that.
will
though.
say that the poems were
Yeah.
for the
Those were
little-
clever.
The little limericks were
Yeah.
funny as shit.
What was that? Jack and Jill went up the hill both
That's-
with a buck and a quarter.
Yeah, Jill came down with 250. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, so he, you should be able. You're supposed to laugh at that stuff. You pay comedians to say things that you're not going to say
yeah.
in a room of people that are joining you in laughter, going,
Right.
"Oh, that's funny."
and
Yeah.
if a comedian has found an audience that's receptive to
Yes.
that kind of humor,
And they paid money
then
for it.
fucking let them do their shtick.
Right.
Exactly.
I for one am far from the guy that walks around being fucking safe about anything
Right.
I do
Yeah.
or say. Okay, if somebody gets offended, what I've learned is you're fucking weak.
Well, it's
Yeah,
the
that's what I
cultures.
fucking learned.
You think about it.
That's a good point.
The cultures have flipped spots, whereas liberals used to say, look, live and let live.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the uptight conservative that said, look, we're structured like this. This is Judeo-Christian, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm a Christian, don't get me wrong, and I'm a conservative, but it's almost like they flipped spots now. And
They did.
and now,
Yes,
now the liberals are
yes.
saying, we can only have this. And conservatives are like, hey, what happened to live and let live?
So that's part of the socialism aspect of things.
It
Or
is.
Now,
would that be sort of like a fascist thing?
yeah,
as well?
it is.
Well, it is. And
So-
it's just control.
It's a fine line, and follow me on this one and jump in because I may need some help. But ever since everybody started making people feel guilty about the Middle East,
Yeah.
and we started embracing more of that culture in our country, it also opened the door for other socialist type behaviors that followed Sharia law.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I follow that. Okay.
Activities. So what you end up having is that we are going to take all of your things and we're going to control everything you earn and we're going to give it to people that aren't earning.
The have-nots.
But we're also going to tell you what you can watch, what you can laugh at, what you can and
Yeah,
and
it
embrace.
becomes a control. It becomes
Yeah.
we're going to cradle to grave you, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that started right around that second Gulf War thing when we started
importing that ideology.
Because if you remember during the Vietnam protesters was a different style of protest.
It was.
This is now a Sandinista. What's that guy? Che Guevara.
Che Guevara, yeah.
Kind of thing.
Well, it's more of that mindset. It's more of a militaristic type mindset.
It is. But the people that are supporting Che Guevara would have been shot.
Yeah.
By him,
he would have blasted them
in their country.
Yeah,
and that's the problem with not teaching history, is we're not teaching the history. So
that's true.
So you have comedians that are actually taking stands against this dangerous. Yeah, it's not even politically correct.
Yeah,
it's what it's basically is they're trying to dominate the narrative of the culture of this country.
Yeah,
and so you have comedians like Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle that are stuck right in the crossfire. And I would say that the one thing I really respect about Chappelle is he doesn't duck from this.
No,
shit.
dude, he's handled it awesome.
You know?
Some of the stuff that he did, and he just got some sort of free speech award inside of media or something like that. And it was awesome to see. I mean, he was very.
I'm
It was very
such
awesome.
a Chappelle fan only because he fucking meets you head on. There is no ducking left or right. It's like, dude, I'm coming fucking at you. But like
he'll
Bill
ask.
Burr.
But he'll ask you though. Well, why are you here then?
Yes, he likes the why.
Yeah,
he likes to find out. Well, why are you here?
Dude, you knew what I did.
Right.
Why are you here?
And now you're stunned that I'm doing what I do.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you're in a room full of people.
Right.
That want to hear
what I have to say. That's right.
And you always have that lone protester. This is the dangerous thing about the cancel culture movement, is that they have so many causes out there.
Yeah.
That these things start to link up.
That's true.
They start to link up into this mass movement. And what they do is they claim that they have popularity.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's exact. Well, they count each other's numbers. You know what I mean?
So when you look at countries that are struggling that go to a socialistic type movement, what group is the one that always leads it?
Workers
and youth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the youth.
Generally, that's your poorest workers.
Affluent youth.
Yeah.
Are there because they're guilted by their parents' riches.
That, and it gives them something to rebel against. They're rebelling against. It gives them something that I can say, I'm fighting my dad with this, man. Fight the man.
And that's what they count on. So you have that. Then you have the labor unions on the other side that are actually feeling the whip on the back.
Right.
They're the ones feeling the pain. They're the ones that are being crushed.
Right. Well, the people are. The union. The union
bosses. Not so much.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the people.
Yeah. You're right.
Now, the unions, the only reason why union bosses do what they do, that's what their handlers tell them to do.
Yeah.
They're actually it's no different than medieval times where you had the feudal system in play, to where you had your hierarchy of how people lived, where you had serfdom and fiefdoms and all those things going on. All the middle management was where all the corruption, that's where all the
payoffs happened, all that crap.
The backstabbing goes, so that the higher level can continue to live under power.
Right.
And so you see this movement going on right now, and this cancel culture clearly illustrates that. We haven't learned from the past because we don't teach the past anymore.
No.
All we teach is move forward stuff.
Right.
Get offended, get hurt. Let's scream and holler at people. I mean,
let's make a change.
Well, we were watching videos just a minute ago about people not liking how they were treated in line, or how the person up front of them may have been wearing a hat that they didn't like,
right?
Or all this shit that then they feel entitled to start some shit with.
It gives them gives them justification for whatever it is that they do next.
Right.
And whatever they do next it doesn't matter what that is. It's because they felt the way.
But we're seeing dudes now that knocking them the fuck out.
Yeah,
they're literally just like, look, I told you not to touch me one time.
Yeah.
Boom. And then that's it. They're gone. They're out of the fight.
And that's the beauty, because nature does come back in and correct itself at the end. You can, as much as you want to not say that it won't, human nature is going to take over and solve the problem for you.
And I think that, and they're misinterpreting.
They're missing that. Yeah,
they're missing that whole thing. They actually think they can control it.
Yeah, and dude. That is wired into you genetically. You cannot change. Well, look at Beto. I believe that.
Like, look at Beto's failures. Okay? Yeah, he went to Newtown, was it Newtown, Connecticut?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that.
And that mother in that crowd got up there up in his shit.
Yeah,
and nobody was stopping her.
No,
and which is her right.
There were people that were trying to get her removed from the room.
There were, but they wouldn't let them.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't let them. She walked from the back of the room
She's a resident.
All the way
to
up, yeah.
boot her from a place
And
that
that's
she
what
has
she
every
said.
right to be there.
That's exactly what she said. And so there was a guy trying to calm her down, and there's a cop in the doorway, but that cop did not come get her.
No, he knew.
He was
knew
watching,
better, I
yeah.
think.
And so she's moving forward with her debate on this guy.
Yeah.
So what I think is interesting, I never really felt that he had an intention to really run.
Yeah,
Okay?
I think you're right.
I think he was just out there to stir a narrative
But I tell you what,
and measure the wind
that
on that narrative.
But that
Yeah.
comment that he made about, being fucking just boastful about
Yeah.
taking fucking
Oh,
firearms
yeah.
from
Yeah.
people, I'm like, dude, if you want to stroke the fur backwards, that's
You
the
just
way
did.
to fucking do it.
You
That was
just
shit.
did.
That was his mission. That was what he was paid to fly.
I agree with Ken. He
Yeah.
might have thought in the back. I don't think he knew why they had him out there. I think the people above him
Yeah.
pushed him into that role to see what would happen.
Well, I think he was a distraction.
Yeah.
that's
That's
a
what I'm.
good point.
That's
think-
what I'm driving
I
at.
think he's a
I
distraction.
actually like the way that you just said that.
Yeah, he's the guy. Hey, go long. We need you
Yeah.
to go long.
Yeah,
okay?
the
Run
go long
down.
guy. That's our favorite guy.
Yeah, it's
we're
the go
always
long
talking about
guy.
the go long guy.
Yeah.
So we have that, but the thing that
Make Beto do it. Beto
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah.
right.
What a dork.
I got to stop on that one. But it's so when we look at that, okay, so you have to ask yourself, well, what are they trying to distract us from?
Right. Well, it's always rope-a-dope with them. You know what it
There
is.
is, yeah, because the Democrats are like having that nervous chihuahua in the room
Yeah.
that just
I suddenly had a growling face. Like,
right. They're either shitting on something, chewing on something, or they're barking at something.
Right.
They can never be content, never shut the fuck up and just sit in your lap, right?
Right.
So I got to thinking about it. There's memes floating around right now that are clever as shit.
Okay.
And it's the Epstein meme.
Yes, I love the Epstein memes.
You know, we have this real issue. This is a serious issue.
Yeah.
You know, so you have Alyssa Milano out there talking about the Me Too. Mm-hmm. You have all this stuff going on about harassment against women. You have the McDonald's CEO. You have senators that are paying off all sexual harassment lawsuits.
Right.
When you have the guy that can finger every one of those son of a
Put them
bitches
all away.
all the way,
And he's dead.
and he's gone. Is he even dead?
right. Is he on the island,
I'll
like
tell
you
what,
said?
Yeah.
Now, what about that freaking corner?
Yes.
So that's kind of what's brought all this up. The family had hired their own medical examiner to go in on the autopsy and look, and his statement of, look, these bones are broken in such a way that this is not possible in a suicide. This is consistent with homicide.
Right.
How is that guy still breathing? I expect any day now
coroner,
to get the news that this guy OD'd on alcohol
Yeah.
and drove off a bridge
But let's just say, for instance, let's just say they run with that theory.
yeah.
Then what?
Yeah.
Then what do you do?
Well, it's all too late. I mean, think about all the evidence that's lost and
Yeah.
all that. I mean, how do you go back and reinvestigate?
Exactly. And that's kind
So
of
then that's what they would say. They would say, well, he might have if it got down to brass tacks, if it got legs and got down the road, right?
right.
They would come back and say, well, this may be the case, but it's gotten so far away from us, and all this evidence is now old and stale, and we can't go back and re-examine it.
But you say that, but they're doing that to Kavanaugh.
They are.
And
Exactly.
they're doing that to Trump, and they're doing that to everybody else they don't like.
Exactly. But they're
It's
not
a
doing
double standard, man.
Exactly. They're not going to let it happen to themselves. That's
Right.
my point.
The Epstein thing is okay. Coroner needs to go away. Okay, and I'm just
Yeah.
So the guy that washed the dildos, his personal butler's gone. He's dead.
Yeah.
The dildo washer's
yeah,
dead.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
coroner goes away. The one or two guards that was involved with the fucking prison where he was at.
Yeah.
Those two go because anybody who
They fired
leads-
them the day,
anybody
week
who goes,
of.
leads back to who might have contracted them because even the person that contracted them,
Yeah.
that motherfucker's got to go too.
Exactly.
I mean, I am going to remove so many steps.
Yeah.
between
So many pieces
me-
between here
He
and
was
there.
in a suicide-proof cell.
Yeah.
They even had the balls to post a diagram explaining what the suicide-proof cell looks like.
Right.
Well, yeah, and that's when they came back out and retracted it and said, well, he wasn't on suicide watch. And it's like, wait a minute. That's not what you've been telling us all
For
freaking
all this
day.
time, yeah.
Yeah, the person who made that statement. Add him to the mix too.
Right.
Put him in the third and fourth section.
Yeah, it's just I think that we've been distracted by the sideshow of this impeachment thing long enough.
Yeah.
We've been distracted by Beto. He's out now, so we need to forget that.
Just the Epstein memes alone.
Yeah, they're classics. The socks all arranged at the store was really good.
The Christmas stocking.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
And people go through great lengths to tell a story, and at the very end they go, "Oh yeah, and Epstein did not commit."
That's the best.
Those are the funniest things. Well, we're going to wrap up here in a second, but we got to talk about a taco truck.
Oh yeah, we almost left that.
We love tacos.
Oh,
love
tacos. I mean, I can't even tell you when they were invented.
Yeah.
It's got to be the first dude that had a piece of bread or a leaf or something.
Yeah. I kind of think
put meat
in
this.
It up.
They fall in line with fucking God's creation of earth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it fell out of the sky like manna.
Yeah.
So there were really tacos that fell instead of manna.
There you go.
Because honestly, who doesn't like a taco?
Yeah, well,
what can't you make out of a taco, right?
Well, apparently some people out on the West Coast don't like tacos.
Well, no,
or at least they don't like that taco truck.
They just don't want. They want to tell you who to serve it to.
Exactly.
This again is another one of these liberal. Their state is on fucking fire.
Yeah.
Disease is running rampant. Homeless people are living every fucking where.
You got shit needles in the street.
Yeah,
literally.
We have a friend that we're all friends with that he actually likes tacos with hot dogs.
Oh, there's something wrong with that.
That's a thing.
Here's what's funny is he'll deny it to all day long, and this is his utter bullshit.
Till you put it in front of him.
But the fact that it shows up on digits now makes it live forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so apparently these people in California got mad at a taco truck operator for serving tacos to ICE employees.
ICE employees, yeah.
And it's a sad state of affairs when you live supposedly in the freest nation in the free world.
Yeah, free speech, all that good
free
stuff.
speech and capitalism are supposed to be your friend.
Right.
And they're served with tacos.
And they're serving tacos to make a living to law enforcement officers that are following the law.
Yeah.
Right.
They're doing exactly what the law says. Get these guys off the street.
Freedom tacos.
So what
should be.
What pissed me off about it though was the taco truck guy apologized.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to serve ICE members." So the story blows up, and then it comes out and he apologizes for the apology. Well, I'm sorry for apologizing, dude. Now I don't want one of your tacos. You've ruined it for me, and I freaking love tacos. Take your tacos and stick them at this point. I'll go get them somewhere else.
See, and that's a sad state of affairs, though. So
Now
this is a guy that probably has every dime invested in this fucking truck.
I will say that you basically kind of adopted your own cancel culture there.
Right.
I did.
It is.
I did because I can go get my own tacos somewhere else at this point. Because you're so confused. I'm canceling the cancel culture.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
So what I would do is I would sit there and I'd grab a beer and order a taco and say, "Hey, you need to come down and sit with me here for a minute.
Right.
We need to have a talk."
Let's talk business strategy because yours blows.
Yeah, because the whole apologizing, the problem with the pandering, it's just pandering is all it is. It's like, oh my God, they're going to go against me and I'm going to lose my business.
And that's really what it is. And I really kind of feel for the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, I do. It's because you really, having owned my own business, it does suck to deal with the public.
You can't. Here's the problem though: if you try to please everybody, you'll
please nobody.
You're not going to get done. So what you do?
That's why I go in. I go in planning not to please anybody.
Well, I don't even do that. My job is to give you the best product.
Yeah.
At the best price, leave my political view out of it,
right?
And leave everything out of it
because I'm a taco builder.
I'm a taco vendor.
Yeah.
This is the problem we have with CEOs. This is the problem we have with all these companies that get involved with these social agenda issues.
Right.
Your job is to make a product and give me a service that's affordable and fair,
and that I like.
Not to dictate
policy.
LeBron, are you listening?
Yeah, that
dribble the ball.
Well, apparently he feels he has much more value to society
than just dribbling the ball.
That's some self-importance.
And I'm like, okay, that's not something you say about yourself. That's something people should be saying about you, and they're not.
Right.
So LeBron, take the ball, dribble it somewhere else, because nobody in this part of town is listening to you.
Right.
So you guys have a good time today?
I did.
Anything else before we shut her down?
Man, that's it. I covered it, dude.
All right, man. We'll see you guys next week.
Right.
Bye.